Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with the review of the JJRC H22, and this is a 3D inverted flyer. I think this is basically what the Eachine 3D was, or actually, what was the H8 Mini 3D? I think that was built off of this. I think this is the original, and then Eachine kind of took the protocol and built their own frame. This obviously looks different, but it controls and does all the same functions. The really cool thing about this one is that it's got this double-sided look to it. So when you're flying upright, you've got this look. Then when you flip upside down, it actually has another sort of canopy design to it. So instead of it just being, the ugly bottom of a quad or whatever, it actually, has its own look when inverted as well. So I thought that was pretty cool that, it has this double-sided look. And then of course, the bright green is always a bonus for me. I think it looks really cool. I think it's maybe just slightly heavier than the H8 Mini 3D, so it doesn't quite fly as nicely and nimbly as that one, but this is still a very good model, and I called the H8 Mini 3D the little quad that could, and I would put this in the same class. I mean, I think it's basically going to come down to which body design you like better. So let's get into the details first because there's a lot to talk about with the controls. So we've got a full set of spare props and a USB charging cable. The battery here, let's see if I can get that to focus in, a 220 milliamp hour battery. Pretty neat with the JJRC branding on it there. And it is, it's a micro quad, so you've got a nice battery compartment there and fits in there no problem. This is our transmitter here. Well, actually, did I finish the charging time on the battery is 35 minutes, and then flight time you get about 4 minutes and 20 seconds with a 20-second LVC warning, so about 4 minutes and 40 seconds total. So everything from there is pretty much all about the transmitter because this thing can do so many different things. So we'll start, you can recalibrate by holding both sticks down left and both sticks down right. So one's going to be the accelerometer and one is going to be headless mode. And it does have headless mode and then a return to home, which uses headless mode. So if you click the left stick, it's going to start flying backwards or whatever it thinks is backwards. And then if you take over and just start flying with the right stick, now it's in headless mode. So that's how you get into headless mode. Left bumper is our different rates, and we've got 3 different rates, and it has a changing yaw rate, and it's fast. On high rates, it's a really fast yaw, too fast to be flyable, really. So medium rates is about your flyable rate. And so let's see, what else do we have? Oh, it has LEDs. It's got blue in the front, and they just kind of glow through the arms here, and red in the back, so that's good with red in the back. Okay, so it can do all this stuff with these different flips. I'm just kind of checking my notes here to make sure I've got it all in line here. So our right bumper is our flip button. And it starts out, it's an inverted flip, so you hit that and move the right stick in whatever direction you want, and it's just going to do an inverted flip, and now you're flying upside down. If you click in the right stick, it changes to normal flip mode. So now when you hit the right bumper and move the right stick, it does a full flip and comes back to where it started. So that's pretty cool. You can kind of change the 2 different flip modes, and then if you do an inverted flip and then you're flying inverted and click the stick, then you can do an inverted flip and it'll come back and be inverted still. So that's pretty cool. And then, okay, and so after that, when you flip inverted, it reverses the controls no matter which way you flip. Even if you flip forward, it still reverses, so now the back is actually facing forward and it'll fly forward that way. So if you flip in forward or backward into inverted, all your controls are still going to be the same, but now you have to remember if you do a side flip back up to upright, now you're going to be flying around with the back facing forward. So it's a little bit tricky. You got to make sure that you do your inverted flips in the right order so that you end up upright with, you know, all your directions faced properly. But however you invert, the controls are always going to be the same. So that's nice and easy to remember, and pretty convenient. Let's see, anything else to say? I think I covered it all. Yep, that looks like that's it, so let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the JJRC H22. This is basically the same thing as the Eachine H8 3D. It's got the same brain in it, same protocol and flight controls and everything. It does all the same, you know, flying inverted, does flips, it does inverted flips. It's really nice flying quad. I feel like this is a little bit heavier than that one because the body design is obviously a little different. But the cool thing about this is it actually has a dual-sided design. So when you fly upside down, it has its own, you know, unique looking body from that side, and then a different design from the right side up. So I thought that was pretty cool that they actually, you know, designed it to look like, you know, normal flying upside down. So this is the first that, you know, seems to be truly designed to fly upside down. So anyway, a lot to show with this one, just like the H8 3D, so I'll try to get through it all real quick. So there's our 3 different rates. So just like the H8 Mini on high rates, the yaw rate is really, really fast. Oh gosh. Yeah, a little too fast on high rates to fly, and the prop guards got hooked in there. So you got to fly on medium rates. That's your you know, flying rates, and that's, you know, really good for flying. Yaw's a little on the slow side on medium rates, but not bad. I mean, you can still get funnels going. And so now we'll do some inverted flipping, hit the right bumper and move the right stick, and it flips inverted, and, you know, all the controls reverse. Same deal with the, like with the H8, if I flip forward or backwards, it reverses forward and backwards, so now the back is actually forward, so you have to do another forward-backward flip to get back to normal. So no matter which direction you flip, all your controls will remain the same, just like you're used to, you know, flying upright. Now if I click the right stick, now I turned off inverted mode, so now when I hit the right bumper and move the right stick, it does a full flip. So you can do normal flips or inverted flips, and you toggle between that by clicking the right stick. So now I clicked it, and now I'm back to inverted flips. And it flies well inverted. You can hear it works a little bit harder. I think it's got a little more pitch for, you know, flying upright than it does flying upside down. So it works pretty hard when it's upside down. And this does also have the, you know, return to home with headless mode if you click the left stick. Let's see what happens. I'll click the left stick. Nope. Totally the wrong direction. So like I said a million times, with the headless mode and the return to home they advertise using it is just entirely worthless. So I think they should stop listing it. It's pretty much misleading as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, it sounds like I've got these prop guards are also pretty worthless. They bend and hit into the props. They're really close. Yeah, I think this one is hitting my prop there a little bit. These foam landing feet will also likely fall off after a bit. Alright, yeah, let's turn off the lights and see if these LEDs are any good in the dark. It does have red in the back, so that's nice. Blue in the front. Doesn't quite glow through the body great, but it's not bad. I feel like they're a little bit more visible than in the H8 3D. This isn't too bad for night flying, really. Let's see them upside down. Definitely don't shine through the bottom part as well, that being all black, but it does have the, you know, those slits vented through there, so you can see them somewhat, and you can still see them below pretty decently. So I mean, I wouldn't necessarily, it's not the best night flyer by any means, but it's doable. And oops. Oh, I just heard a prop guard or something, maybe a prop. Heard something go flying. Yeah, got a prop. Oh, luckily I found it right away. But yeah, as I was talking about earlier too, these prop guards are pretty worthless. You can see, well, I don't know if that'll come through on camera or not, but the paint is kind of chipped off of this one from bending. They tend to just bend when you crash into something, and they bend into the prop, and then they hit the prop and stop it. So they usually cause crashes more than preventing them, though I guess they do protect the props from damage or hurting somebody. But we'll just fly a little bit more. Let's put it on high rates, and there's a high rate funnel. Thing's pretty crazy. Yeah, kind of unflyable though on high rates because the yaw is just so touchy. You end up oversteering. There I'm doing it decently. Man, that back left prop guard, I can tell, is just all bent way up above the others. Anyway, let's put it... Oh, I hit the... Oh, another prop fell off. I accidentally hit return to home instead of changing rates. And of course it didn't return to home, it just took off in a completely different direction than expected. So anyway, I'm just gonna, I think I showed all there is to show. I just want to fly it in for a landing, so I'll give it a spin. I'm on low rates. And we'll take her in for a landing. Could do a little bit better than that, come on. This is my new game now with my landing pad. There we go. Alright, well that's it. That's the JJRC H22. Basically the same thing as the H8 3D, but with a different dual-sided body design that's pretty cool. And it looked like the LEDs are actually much more visible, so it gives you a reason to consider this one in addition to the H8 3D or instead of, or whatever, but I like it. It's, you know, it's got a lot of different features and all the control reversing and flips and inverted flips, and pretty neat. Anyway, check the video description for a price and purchase link, and I thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.